All right, we're here with actor Eric Martsolf, who just won an Emmy for his portrayal as Brady Black on NBC's Days of Our Lives. Fantastic, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, but expected and deserved.
Thank you.
Why don't you take us back to when you first wanted to become an actor and talk about, where you went to school, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. It goes back to Pennsylvania. It goes back to high school, where I thought it would be a good idea to meet girls by getting involved in the school musicals, because they all wanted to do that. And so that was the main impetus, literally. And I was asked to, I wasn't asked to audition. I chose to audition for Grease the musical, and I was given the role of Danny Zuko. Now, I didn't want the role of Danny Zuko because I wasn't about to sing songs in front of people and act and do all that crazy stuff. I knew how to kick a soccer ball. I knew how to kick a football. That was about it. And my choir director at the time, Mr. David Dietz, said, "Eric, I think you got something. I think you should explore it. Just give it a try. Give it a shot. I think you're going to have a good time." He was absolutely correct. I had the time of my life. I enjoyed it, while my other jock friends kind of poked fun and made fun of me for liking it so much and getting involved in the plays subsequently. I continued. I was like, the hell with this. I love it. And I think that's how it's got to be. If you really want to do this, you have to love it so much that you're willing to not only take rejection, but be willing to be made the brunt of a joke, to just throw yourself out there in any kind of capacity that is going to test you and test your willpower, because it's not for the light of heart, because there's a hell of a lot more no's than there are yeses out there. And when the Emmy was the biggest yes of my life. That was the moment when my peers and the folks that make the decisions about whether you're pretty good or not said you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest moment in my little career. That happened a couple of weeks ago.
And not a little career. You've released an album. You've toured with musical. I mean, you can really sing. You're not just an actor. So
there's a lot of actors that sing out there, aren't
well,
there?
yes, you can actually sing.
Thank you. I mean, the music was and will always probably be my first go-to. That makes me happy. And I'm more comfortable on a stage in front of 4,000 people than on a soundstage in front of 2 cameramen any day, which is strange for most people, but that's how I grew up. I grew up doing theme park and just being in front of people and not being willing to just be yourself.
Right. That's
kind of what acting, when it comes down to it, after all the classes are done and after you've given all this money to all these people in the valley that are going to make you a better actor, what it basically comes down to is know who you are, be yourself, because that's the most marketable thing you have. And if you can be yourself comfortably in front of other people or a lens, it will be captured and it will be interesting to watch. Because anybody other than yourself is interesting to view. But if they can, that's the trick. You just have to be natural with yourself.
Now, you're heavily immersed in storyline on Days of Our Lives. Would you ever, during one of the hiatuses, consider going and doing an off-Broadway show, or like putting up your own work, not your own work that you wrote or anything, just to get back on that stage to do a limited run? Yeah,
in a minute. The hard thing about it is, because soaps are so crunched for time, there's no time to do another project. I also have a family now. It's not like I want to go off to New York for a couple months and see you kids, have fun. Let me know how your soccer game goes. Where I am in my life right now is very different than a 20-year-old kid who just booked Days of Our Lives. And the world is an oyster. But I have so many other things to consider right now. But the wonderful thing about getting older in this industry is sometimes accolades come and things, and you get trophies, and people start to realize that, you know what, you've been working really, really hard. We're gonna say, good job.
Yeah. And
that just comes with time and experience. And I'm not a better actor than any of those guys that were up for that trophy, that Emmy. I had the fortune of being in a very interesting storyline. Mine was very different from the other nominees. And I've always thought it's when luck meets preparation. That's when good things happen. You have to be prepared all the time.
Right.
But when that lucky part comes along, or that lucky storyline, or that lucky moment for you comes to you, if you're prepared for it, you're going to shine. If If you're not prepared for it, you're going to miss the boat. And I think it was a combination of my storyline, my preparedness, and it was just my time.
And now, what advice would you give to people who are just starting out in the acting industry? You've been at it for quite a while. You know, you've been on Days for a number of years already. You were on Passions before that. You worked at Dollywood. I mean, you've been pounding the pavement for
Done a few things.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. I run into young people all the time that want to do this, and parents that are diehard about their kid being that one diamond in the rough. Oh, they're 1 in a million. They might be 1 in a million in their town.
Right.
The scary thing is when you get to LA and you're sitting in a room,
And
you are dealing with every town in America with that 1 in a million from that town.
Right.
And you realize that there are 50 of you. They're equally as good, equally as ambitious, and they can do the part. So I guess, like I stated before, if you're young and you want to do this industry, do it because you just can't do anything else. I think that sounds stereotypical, but it's so true. I think the wisest veterans have said that to me as well. They're like, don't do it for the money. Don't do it because you want your name in print. You have to love doing the work.
Is that what kept you from not ever quitting?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had that desire straight on from
Yeah.
the word go.
I used to light up when I hit the stage. When I would notice other actors would complain, "Oh God, it's our 3rd show this weekend." And just to go along with them, yeah, this sucks. But I was just as excited to get on that stage as I was like a couple hours before for a matinee, and I knew that I was different in that sense, that I had a little more of a pep in my step to do it. It didn't feel like a job to me. I was like, God, if I can make this a career, I won't ever feel like I'm working for the rest of my life. That'll be great.
Right.
I have since learned that to last in the industry, you do have to work. It's not playtime. It's not, you have to, especially now, we're going so fast.
Right.
You don't know your lines, get out of the building.
Or you'll be escorted out of the building.
And also nowadays, kids have it rough because producers want chemistry like lightning in a bottle. They want it. You better have chemistry with this other actress or this other actor within a couple episodes, or we're going to cut it. Back when I started, they would cultivate actors and give us a chance. I was terrible when I started. I was a theater actor. I was doing Hamlet when I was on Passions, and everyone's looking at me like, "Why are you talking so loudly?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, I'm projecting." I'm like, you don't project in soaps. It's right here.
Yeah.
And I would have been fired back then, I think, if I would have started now.
If it was now, yeah.
So that's just a stroke of the time. And, I was just in it at the right time.
Well, Eric, I really appreciate you sitting down for this interview.
This was nice.
We look more forward to all that's to come. Why do I have to know how to talk?
You don't.
Good.
You're behind the camera.
That's
Lucky
right.
person.
I know, right? So have a good evening, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for all the congratulatory remarks that people have thrown my way. It's really made all the difference in the world and has made everything that much more sweeter. So thank you. Cheers.